banana meatball. Yeah. Turn it up. Nerdy by nature. Turn it up. Patterns in the air.
Hello, fourth grade. Thank you for joining me again on our second week of exploring ancient Egypt. Today we are going to explore the social hierarchy. Right? Right. Let's begin by reading about the children and education. Children and education. Most Egyptian couples had at least a few children. However, not all of those born would survive. They did not have access to the quality of medicine we have today, and many children died at either during birth or disease before the age of 3. How do we know? Common children's toys. Historians know what toys Egyptian children played with. This is partly because those objects are shown in ancient paintings. Also, some of the actual toys survived inside the tombs. Many of those toys are similar to modern ones. They include dolls, bats, miniature swords, and chariots, and dogs, and donkeys, and cats, and other animals made of wood and clay. Children played with wooden toys such as riders and horses. Check it out. Let's keep reading. Those children who survived played with toys, just as modern children do, but the period during which children could play and just be children was often much shorter than it is today. This was because most children came from poorer homes, so as soon as they were able, they had to start helping their parents make ends meet, usually no later than the age of 10. Boys began learning their father's trades, and girls started to help their mothers cook, clean, and make food and clothes. Children from wealthy homes. It was very different for children from wealthier homes. Some of their parents could read and write. Those who could taught their children these skills at an early age. Many boys from wealthier homes continued their education in formal schools. Their teachers were scribes, experts in reading and writing. Classes were held in rooms inside religious buildings or the homes of students' parents. This limestone statue shows a scribe writing on papyrus, a paper-like material made from the papyrus plant. What jobs were most common in Egypt? In Egypt, no matter what job a person had, he or she was not paid in money. Instead, in return for doing a job, a worker received goods. A craftsman was also paid in grain. For example, this exchange of goods for other goods is called a barter system. A barter system. Farmers and crafts workers. Farming was the most common job in Egypt. Greek historian Diodorus Siculus visited Egypt in the 1st century BCE. The farmers there, he said, were experts on the condition of the soil, the flow of the water, and the correct time of sowing and reaping. Craftsmen were divided into many separate craft specialists, including potters, tailors, goldsmiths, jewelers, carpenters, stonemasons, and glassmakers. Painters, sculptors, and other artists were ordinary craftsmen too. Most craftsmen did their job in large workshops similar to modern factories. Egyptian painting. Egyptian painters created beautiful pictures on the walls of palaces and tombs. They followed certain special, sometimes odd rules. One was to make important people, like the pharaoh, look larger than ordinary people. Many paintings show a person's body from the front, while showing his face and legs from the side. Government officials. Although the pharaoh was in charge of the government, he did not run it on a daily basis. That was the job of the vizier, or chief administrator. Most government officials belonged to the upper class. Only rarely did a lower class Egyptian climb the social ladder and become a scribe or a minister. This carving shows a potter making clay pots on a wheel. Wedding. One uncommon case of peasant gaining fame and fortune was that of a Weni. Weni started out as an ordinary soldier, but he was talented and worked extra hard, so he rose through the ranks. He became a high government official during the late 2000s BCE. Long time ago. A soldier's life. Sorry, friend. Working as a soldier was an important job in ancient Egypt because Weni began as a soldier. He provided some crucial facts about that occupation. Many soldiers were the sons of soldiers. Often when a soldier died in battle or retired, his son took his place. Other young men joined the army because they wanted to obtain booty. After conquering an enemy town, a military general took livestock, jewelry, and other valuables. Often he gave some of his booty to his soldiers. Another advantage of soldiering was to win medals for courage. Although soldiering had certain benefits, it also had a number of drawbacks. During military campaigns, for instance, marches were long and hard, and the risk of dying in battle was a real threat. Being a soldier could also mean long months away from family and friends. Do not become a soldier. The hardship and dangers of being a soldier are listed in a document written by an Egyptian scribe. The following passage is meant to be funny, but the author was serious about discouraging his students from becoming soldiers. A soldier's drinking water, the scribe warns, is smelly and tastes of salt. Also, soldiers often come down with painful illnesses. Moreover, the scribe says, even if the army wins a battle, some soldiers are killed, so they never return to their home. And even if a soldier survives, the poor man is worn out from the marching. Egyptian soldiers and mercenaries, soldiers who fought for pay rather than loyalty to a leader, had a high risk of dying in the battle.